My name is Natasha. About 10, 11 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. He had multiple myeloma, which is cancer of the bone marrow. And almost at the same time, my good friend Jamelyn also discovered she had cancer.
My name is Jamelyn Gay, and when I was 23 years old, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a cancer that affects your lymph nodes.
My name is Terry Phillips, and I found out 2 years ago that I have multiple myeloma, which is a blood cancer that, long story short, can attack your bones.
I had just moved to Columbus. I was out of college and just started a new job. Didn't have medical insurance at the time because I'd always been very healthy. And so when I started having some health problems over a period of months, I figured out that something just didn't seem right and I needed to go to the doctor. And through some tests, they told me that I had cancer, and I really just kind of had to start from there.
Going to the doctor about every 8 weeks for blood work, x-rays, different things like that. So it's kind of been an ongoing saga. Just finished up 10 radiation treatments for some bone lesion that I had on my rib. And so that's kind of the situation that I've been living with for the last 2 years.
And so these two people in my life were both battling this illness. And I really felt led to fast once a week on Friday and pray for their healing. And so every Friday during my lunch hour, I just would pray for the both of them. And Jamelyn received treatment and things went really well, and she's healthy today.
Hodgkin's disease is a very curable cancer, but at the same time, nobody can say whether a treatment is going to be effective for you or not. And so, at the end of the day, when medicine can't guarantee things, it's just, your faith in God that He's going to heal you or not. And so, for me, I just think it was in His will, and it's just part of my life story that I'm still here.
But my dad had cancer for about 7 years, and then he passed away. And I'm very happy for my friend and thrilled that today she's married and she's a mom and really very healthy. But I miss my dad, and I don't know why the answer was yes for her and no for him.
I think the battle that I have had most often with having to deal with this and fighting me, from a religious perspective, is the devil. I mean, he gets a hold of me all the time and says, why hasn't God healed you yet? Why hasn't He taken this away from you? Why are you going through what you're going through? And every day I find myself having to tell him to go away and making sure that Jesus knows that He's the center of my life and that I'm trusting in Him no matter what comes.
I don't like the fact that sometimes I downplay that God was still involved in that treatment and that He was still ultimately the one in charge of what would happen to me. And so it's not fair that I kind of cut Him out of the scenario. So they have to be meshed together, and I'm just glad that He uses medicine to be able to treat us,
I think, obviously in some cases, people have life to live, and through the healing maybe have a spiritual transformation and then can be used to help other people. Sometimes healings are miraculous and there's no other explanation other than divine intervention. Sometimes healings are more conventional with modern medicine. But sometimes, I don't believe there are unanswered prayers. I just think sometimes the answer's no, which can be really hard to take.